but it was having trouble getting a distributor due to the amount of violence and gore, which is like music to my ears.
Seen it once, don't remember when. Think it's time to watch it again. Follow, subscribe, stay up to date. Episodes drop the last Friday. It's a Matt, forgot that. It's a Matt, forgot that. It's a Matt, forgot that podcast.
Welcome to the Matt Forgot That podcast, the place to recollect and reminisce. I'm your host, Matt Seroski, filmmaker, film fan. Each episode, I'm going to rewatch and review a movie or TV pilot that I've seen before but don't quite remember. It could be a blockbuster, critic's choice, or cult classic. To join in on the conversation, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Matt Seroski. You can subscribe to my YouTube page where I'll post videos and clips from the show. If you have any opinions on what I've reviewed, or want to share your own trip down memory lane, use the hashtag MattForgotThat on social. Before we start, growing up, I had a decent amount of toys at my disposal. Not only did I have current toys like He-Man and Ghostbusters, but I had the benefit of the hand-me-down toys from my brothers. One in particular was way ahead of its time. The 2XL robot was an interactive, battery-powered toy released by Mego Corporation. It was designed to be both entertaining and educational, with a distinctive look and voice that made it stand out among other toys of its time. The 2XL was equipped with an 8-track tape player that could play pre-recorded tapes containing stories, trivia, jokes, and games. The toy would prompt the user to respond with various actions, such as pressing buttons on its chest or answering questions, creating an interactive experience. It had a mechanical voice that would speak to the child in a friendly, robotic tone. The voice recordings were stored on cassette tapes that could be swapped out. The tapes were essential to the toy's functionality and would respond based on the user's input. When 2XL was first released in 1978, it quickly became a popular toy. It's often remembered fondly by those who grew up with it, marking it as one of the first truly interactive toys of its kind. It's considered a precursor to more sophisticated robot toys, with a lasting influence on educational toys and interactive entertainment. On to the main attraction. Each review will end with a ranking out of 5 stars. 1 star is skip it, 2 stars watch at your own risk, 3 stars standard fare, 4 stars worth checking out, and 5 stars must see. Now, if I give a title 5 stars, it doesn't mean I'm comparing it to Casablanca, Jaws, or Seinfeld. I rank titles based on other movies or TV series in that genre and at that time period. On this episode of the podcast, I'm rewatching and reviewing Magnum P.I. from 1980. It was directed by Roger Young, who helmed TV movie Bitter Harvest, TV miniseries The Bourne Identity, and romance Kiss the Sky. He won a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Directing in a Drama Series for Lou Grant. The screenplay was co-written by the creators, Donald P. Belsario, who scribed military drama Airwolf, sci-fi series Quantum Leap, legal drama JAG, and its spin-off NCIS, and Glenn A. Larson, who penned action-adventure The Fall Guy, crime drama Knight Rider, and sci-fi epic Battlestar Galactica. It stars Tom Selleck as Thomas Magnum. Born in Detroit, Michigan, and raised in Sherman Oaks, California, Selleck attended the University of Southern California, playing on the Trojans basketball and baseball teams. He was encouraged by his drama coach to pursue acting, and he studied at the Beverly Hills Playhouse. After enlisting in the California Army National Guard, attaining the rank of sergeant, he appeared in commercials and guest spots on episodes of Marcus Welby, MD, The Streets of San Francisco, and Charlie's Angels. But the defining moment of Selleck's career came when he was cast in Magnum P.I. His portrayal of the Hawaii-based private investigator, with a combination of charm, humor, and action hero appeal, resonated with audiences and earned him an Emmy nomination in 1984. The role catapulted Selleck to international fame and solidified him as one of the most recognizable stars of the 80s. While Magnum P.I. kept him busy, Selleck also explored a successful career in film, starring in a variety of roles including Three Men and a Baby, The film was a huge box office success, with Selleck playing one of the three bachelors who unexpectedly becomes caregivers to a baby. This led to the sequel, Three Men and a Little Lady. In Quigley Down Under, Selleck transitioned to action with this western, where he played a sharpshooting cowboy in Australia. And in Mr. Baseball, Selleck portrayed an aging baseball player trying to adjust to life in Japan. The film was not only a major hit, but solidified Selleck's ability to anchor lighthearted films. Despite these successes, the post-Magnum years were not without challenges, as Selleck struggled to find roles that matched his monumental success of the series. A guest starring part on the popular Friends as Monica's love interest, Dr. Richard Burke, introduced the actor to a new generation of audience. In the 2000s, Selleck found a new niche in television, proving that he was still a highly capable and in-demand actor. He returned with the Jesse Stone TV movies, where he portrayed a troubled, small-town police chief. The films were well received, and his performance earned critical acclaim. But perhaps his most significant post-Magnum success, Selleck took on the role of Frank Reagan, the police commissioner of the New York City Police Department in Blue Bloods. The long-running hit was known for its exploration of family dynamics and police work. Tom Selleck's career is defined by his ability to bridge genres, from action-packed parts to comedies and deeply dramatic roles. His versatility, coupled with his distinctive charm, made him an enduring figure in Hollywood. It also features John Hillerman, Roger E. Mosley, and Larry Minetti. So let's jump into it. This is what I remember. The theme song. Totally iconic, notable. I can name that tune in 2 notes. Though I read the first couple episodes actually have a slightly different variation of the song, so we'll have to see that. The mustache. Just when you thought the 70s porn mustache had gone away, Tom Selleck brings it back in full force. And lastly, the Hawaiian shirts. For better or worse, this show made it trendy, and it's a trend that has yet to die. Now I'm heading off to watch the episode. This is what I forgot. Thomas Magnum is a laid-back but sharp ex-Navy SEAL, living a dream lifestyle in Oahu, Hawaii. He's the private investigator in residence at the luxurious Robin's Nest estate, driving a red Ferrari, and clashing playfully with the estate's stiff caretaker, Higgins. But Magnum's easygoing life takes a serious turn when his close friend and former Navy comrade, Lieutenant Dan Cook, is found dead under suspicious circumstances. The Navy claims Dan died while smuggling drugs, but Magnum doesn't buy it. Determined to clear his friend's name, he launches his own investigation. With the help of Dan's sister, Alice, and his old buddies TC and Rick, Magnum digs into the case, discovering a deeper conspiracy involving smuggling, military cover-ups, and figures from his Vietnam past. As he battles military bureaucracy and dangerous enemies, Magnum must rely on his instincts, loyalty, and skills to uncover the truth. Here's a quote without context. "Don't ruin my whiskey with ice. I'm not a bloody American." The pilot episode of Magnum P.I. serves not just as an introduction to the character, but as a statement of the show's thematic identity. One rooted in post-Vietnam disillusionment, personal loyalty, and the tension between authority and individuality. Thomas Magnum is unlike many traditional TV detectives of the era. Rather than being cynical or world-weary, Magnum is relaxed, witty, and seemingly carefree. Yet beneath the surface lies a man deeply affected by his military past. The case of Dan Cook's death reawakens those ties, immediately grounding the show in questions of honor, friendship, and betrayal. A major theme of the episode is the conflict between personal morality and institutional loyalty. The Navy quickly labels Dan a drug smuggler to avoid embarrassment, and higher-ups discourage any questioning of that verdict. Magnum's defiance of this narrative speaks to the larger theme, distrust of authority in the wake of Vietnam and Watergate. While the episode contains the trappings of classic TV escapism, fast cars, tropical settings, and charismatic leads, it doesn't shy away from serious subject matter. This balance is part of the show's enduring appeal. It's entertainment without being shallow. The lush Hawaiian backdrop contrasts with the moral murkiness of the case, reinforcing the idea that paradise isn't immune to corruption. In doing so, it sets the tone for the series that would become a lasting part of television history. Now for a little trivial trivia. Robert Loggia plays a French national that was part of Magnum's Vietnam unit. Magnum P.I. was produced by Belisarius Productions, Glenn A. Larson Productions, TWS Productions, and Universal Television. It was filmed on location in Oahu, Hawaii. It used the same soundstage as Hawaii Five-0. The cinematography was captured by J. Barry Heron, whose filmography includes thriller Orca, comedy Strange Brew, and action fantasy Big Trouble in Little China. And Woody Omens, best known for parody History of the World Part 1, comedy Coming to America, romance Boomerang, and was nominated for a Best Documentary Short Subject Academy Award of Somebody Waiting. It was edited by Albert J.J. Zuniga, who worked on episodes of medical drama Emergency, action adventure The A-Team, and police procedural Hunter. The score was composed by Ian Freebairn Smith, who wrote the music for episodes of dramedy Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, action adventure Airwolf, and coming-of-age musical Fame. The runtime is 1 hour 32 minutes, with subsequent episodes running between 46 and 48 minutes. On the Ski Index, I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Magnum P.I. was on for 8 seasons, 162 episodes from 1980 to 1988. A reboot series starring Jay Hernandez, premiered in 2018 and lasted for 5 seasons, 96 episodes. If you've seen Magnum P.I. and have opinions on the series, let me know what you think using the hashtag #MattForgotThat. Moving right along, each episode, I'm going to post throwback clips that I think people should watch. It could be movie trailers, music videos, interviews, or something completely random. Search for my YouTube page and there'll be a playlist called Matt Forgot That Playback. It's been a while since I've been legitimately excited to see a movie in the theaters, but today, the Toxic Avenger remake is officially released. It initially premiered at Fantastic Fest back in 2023, but it was having trouble getting a distributor due to the amount of violence and gore, which is like music to my ears. But Cineverse and Iconic Events Releasing teamed up to give this schlock fest a platform. It stars Peter Dinklage, Jacob Tremblay, Taylor Page, Kevin Bacon, and Elijah Wood. I don't know too much about the plot and have only seen a couple of clips online. I really wanted to go into this thing blind. But I am a fan of the original, created by Lloyd Kaufman, owner of Troma Entertainment, best known for B-movies in the comedy and horror genres. The Toxic Avenger was released in 1984, introducing us to Melvin Ferd, an awkward janitor working at a health club in Tromaville, a decaying town in New Jersey. After a horrific prank gone wrong, Melvin falls into a drum of toxic sludge, and he's mutated into a monstrously strong, larger-than-life creature. As the newly transformed Toxic Avenger, Melvin takes it upon himself to clean up the streets of Tromaville by targeting criminals, corrupt politicians, and anyone who exploits the vulnerable. The film is known for its over-the-top violence, humor, and gory practical effects, marking the beginning of the Troma Entertainment era with its irreverent and bold style. It spawned 3 sequels, The Toxic Avenger Part 2, Part 3, The Last Temptation of Toxie, and Citizen Toxie, The Toxic Avenger 4. A spin-off, Sergeant Kabuki-Man NYPD, was released and featured a few characters from the franchise. In 1991, there even was an animated series loosely based on the films, Toxic Crusaders, which was considerably tamer and geared towards children. It aired for 1 season, 13 episodes. The franchise tackles corruption at all levels of society, social justice and reclamation, identity and transformation, and of course, absurd humor and satire. The Toxic Avenger franchise are cult classics that blends outrageous humor, dark comedy, and satirical commentary, with a touch of superhero flair. So I've selected a couple of clips from the remake. I'm probably in the theater watching it as we speak. Those clips are all available in the Matt Forgot That Playback playlist on YouTube. Check it out. Now it's time for the recommendation. Yes, that's the word recommendation with Matt in the middle. I'm going to end each podcast with my own recommendation of a movie or TV series. Today I'm talking about RoboCop. In a near-future dystopian Detroit, crime is rampant, and the city is on the brink of collapse. The powerful corporation Omni Consumer Products seeks to take control of the city's police force and privatize law enforcement, with a radical new plan to create a cyborg officer to combat crime. The result is RoboCop. Police officer Alex Murphy, who, after being brutally shot and left for dead by a gang of criminals, is resurrected as a cybernetic enforcer. As RoboCop, Murphy is programmed with a set of directives, including upholding the law and maintaining order, but his human memories and sense of justice begin to resurface, leading him to question his own existence and the corporation that controls him. It stars Peter Weller as the titular character, Nancy Allen, best known for her work in Carrie and Dressed to Kill, Oscar nominee Dan O'Hurley, and That 70s Show Kirkwood Smith. It also features Ronnie Cox, Miguel Ferrer, Paul McCrane, and Ray Wise. RoboCop was directed by Paul Verhoeven, who would go on to helm Total Recall, Basic Instinct, and Showgirls. It was co-written by Edward Neumeier and Michael Miner. Packed with action, political commentary, and a memorable mix of cyberpunk and noir, RoboCop became a landmark sci-fi classic, blending high-tech thrills with deep philosophical questions about identity, humanity, and justice. It raked in $53 million on a $13 million budget. It spawned 2 sequels in 1990 and 1993. 2 animated spin-offs, RoboCop and RoboCop Alpha Commando, lasted 1 season each. A live-action series was produced for the 1994 season. A television miniseries was released in 2001. RoboCop Prime Directives consisted of 4 feature-length episodes entitled Dark Justice, Meltdown, Resurrection, and Crash and Burn. A reboot with Joel Kinnaman starring was released in 2014. In 2023, a first-person shooter game, RoboCop Rogue City, was made available for console and PC, as well as RoboDoc, the creation of RoboCop documentary. A television series is in development with James Wan as executive producer. That's all for this edition of Matt Forgot That. Thanks for listening to me reminisce. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Matt Seroski. You can subscribe to my YouTube page where I'll post videos and clips from the show. If you have any opinions on what I've reviewed, or want to share your own trip down memory lane, use the hashtag MattForgotThat on social. Head over to mattseroski.com for all the latest news and updates, and come back next time for the rewatch and review. The score was composed by Ian Freebairn Smith, who wrote the music for episodes of dramedy Seven Brothers for Brides of Brothers and more. Blending high-tech thrills with deep philosophical... Wow. You can't see it, but I'm shaking my head right now. The 2XL was equipped with an 8-track tape player. Selleck also explored a Ceresful. But Magnum's easygoing life takes a serious turn when his close friend and former neighbor I don't know what that was,